Kablamo. Just like that. Live streaming. How's everybody doing this morning? Good to see you. Hope you're well in your neck of the woods, wherever it is that you are at on this big blue marble that we live on. It is currently 51 degrees here in upstate New York, and there's some rain in the forecast, folks. Big rain today. Possibility of severe thunderstorms. So it says light rain this morning with thunderstorms by evening. Few storms may be severe, high near 70. Winds out of the south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Now, with the storms, those are going to crank right up this evening. And what I'll do is I'll check the hourly forecast here for everybody. William K. is good to see you. Cowboy 3-2 Actual. Good to see you. Gick Rhymes, thank you for stopping in this morning. So cloudy up until about 3 p.m. and that's when those scattered thunderstorms are going to kick in. 4 o'clock, little light rain. 5 to 10, another risk of severe thunderstorms. 75% chance you're going to get some severe thunderstorms. Dan H., thank you so much for the 5x5, brother. Rum Runner, good to see you. But yeah, that's your weather in a nutshell. And this is Poughkeepsie Weather Station from weatherunderground.com. I will, of course, copy and paste all the links that I will be discussing here today right in the chat section for y'all to read yourself. Ohio Valley Prepping, good morning to you. Prepping Mantis, top of the morning, brother. Excuse me while I get some coffee and load up these news articles that I got for you guys today. We covered the weather already. Rebecca Lynn, good morning. Let's see. Oh, okay. The next one that I got on tap is the NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center. They got some new tools available for folks over there. I'm not sure how into the whole space weather thing you are. I find it absolutely fascinating. I try to check it out every day, every other day, and just pop in and see what's going on, see what that giant ball of fire in the sky is doing. Sarosa, hello from Hudson Valley. Good to see you, neighbor. Thank you so much for stopping in this morning. Yeah, Solar Weather Prediction Center, very cool. They have a new update with chronograph image data from the GOES 19 satellite. Super cool images coming out of that thing. You can see the aurora forecast here, all kinds of stuff. The solar wind speed, everything. KP Heathen, good to see you, brother. Hope all is well. Clear all that out and that out. And what else do we have on tap here today? Keep an eye on that Solar Prediction Center. Some of the big earthquakes that we've had recently can almost be directly correlated with some of these coronal mass ejections from the sun, some of the solar flares and things like that. I definitely think there's a correlation there between the two. When the giant ball of fire in the sky hiccups, the giant ball of fire underneath our feet tends to do the same thing, right? So very interesting. I want to give a big shout out to you, all of you guys. Last night, I was modding for my good buddy NY Prepper, and he gave me a shout out in the stream. Really appreciate you, Greg. Thank you so much for shouting out the channel. And due to his shout out last night, the channel exceeded 8,000 subscribers. It's been a long road and about 5 years of hard work here on the channel. And I want to shout all of y'all out for coming by, for subscribing, for watching our videos, for commenting, for everything that you do for Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Thank you. I really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I mean it. I really mean it. And I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for you guys out there. So thank you so much. Moon Sprouts, I appreciate it, sister. Thank you. Let's see, what else do we have? The Tonga earthquake. This is a big one for me. Do you remember me from the time when I'm doing my first MMA comp? So wish me luck. Jake, crush it, brother. Crush it, my friend. Do it. Believe in yourself, and no matter what, you're going to win. I promise. Even if you don't take home the W, you're going to win in experience. You're going to win no matter what. I promise. Just keep grinding, my friend. Keep grinding. Be safe. Be safe. So yesterday I reported that there were multiple 7.0 earthquakes in Tonga. Now, I was wrong about that. Now, when I first saw the seismographs come out of there, it was registering a 7.7, a 7.3, a 7.2, a 7.1. This was an incredibly long duration earthquake. When it started shaking, I mean, it really started shaking, and it registered as multiple 7.0, 7.1, 7.3, 7.7 earthquakes. And I think what it was the waves going out and hitting all these different seismographs out from there. And each one was registering as a separate earthquake. So there was only one 7 earthquake, but this shaking started back in Tonga on the 26th when they got a 4.2. Again, on the 28th, they got a 4.7, right? On the 30th, they got a 4.8, another 4.8. These are just a few minutes apart, 20 minutes or so. Let's see, I want to continue to click through this. Another 4.8, and then, let's see, a 6.2 at 11:04 a.m. These were the precursor quakes to the big one that hit the island of Tonga. At 11:26 a.m., they got hit with another 4.9. At 11:33, just moments later, a 5.8. At 12:10 p.m. on the 30th, they got hit with another 4.8. At 3:30 in the afternoon, they got hit with another 4.8, right? So these things are building and building and building. Where is the big one? It's not showing it to me. Oh, that's because it's older. Right, so we'll jump into a story here about the earthquake from the good old New York Times. Oh, no we won't. New York Times hides behind a paywall. So, I'll tell you what. The heck with the New York Times, we will find another article to discuss the Tonga earthquake. Let me dig in here. The Tonga earthquake. Yeah, it was a 7.0. That's a big one, man. There was tsunami warnings issued because of this thing, and this is the second 7.0 or greater to strike in just the last week, right? So these, the crust, she be a moving. That's 100%. It's definitely moving. Let's see, here we go. This is from the Associated Press, and I, of course, will copy and paste this article right here in the chat for y'all so you can read it for yourself. Take advantage of all the videos and photos that come along with the article. So it says that the 7.0 earthquake caused slight damage in Tonga and a brief tsunami evacuations. In Wellington, New Zealand, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake hit near Tonga early Monday morning, causing slight damage and brief evacuations before the threat of tsunami hitting the Pacific island country had passed. Tsunami sirens could be heard after the 1:18 a.m. quake, urging residents to move inland. In a live video streamed by the Tonga Broadcasting Commission, people in the capital were seen moving inland to higher ground before officials gave the all clear for residents to return home. Tongans posting on social media reportedly being able to place calls to most islands in the island chain. Let's see, it says, posts on Facebook said that items fell from shelves, tables and pictures fell from the walls during the shaking. It was hard to stand up, he wrote. I've never felt an earthquake go for that long. That's pretty interesting. USGS said the quake hit at a depth of 29 kilometers or 18 miles and was centered about 100 kilometers northeast of the main island. Hours later, a second 6.1 magnitude quake hit the same area. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center in Hawaii issued a notice after the first quake saying hazardous waves were possible, but the threat had passed and only minor sea changes detected. A warning was also canceled hours later by the country's disaster management office. There were no reported casualties or structural damage. Thank the Lord. XMYC, good to see you. Cold War Prepper, top of the morning to you. Bama J, thank you for stopping in. That's awesome, man. No casualties, slight damage. This is a place that experiences these big earthquakes on a regular basis. And if you remember a couple of years ago, the volcano there in Tonga blew its top. It was one of those fantastic, iconic satellite images from space of the whole thing blowing its top. Pacific Ring of Fire, man. She is alive and active. Tonga is a country in Polynesia made up of 171 islands and just over 100,000 people, most of whom live in the main island of Tonga Tepu. It's an 1,800-kilometer island north of New Zealand, situated on the Pacific Ring of Fire, a tectonic region of earthquakes and volcanoes. And I will drop that article right back here in the chat for you guys again, so you can check out all of the cool stuff that comes along with it. Pilgrim, good morning, good to see you. JS Genesis, good morning. It is indeed coffee time. All right. So there's our Tonga article covered, space weather covered. I got something of a local article here that just goes to show how far the corruption, the greed, and the nepotism, or whatever you want to say, favoritism in government goes, all the way down to your local levels, folks. All the way down to your local levels. Maddie, hello, good morning from upstate New York. Good to see you, my friend. Hope all is well down under. Jay Flo, good morning to you. So this article right here is from midhudsonnews.com. I'm going to copy this guy, and we're going to paste it right here in the chat for y'all. I actually have to shorten this link a little bit. I found that when I send myself these links, it really expands the whole thing and can make them impossible to put in the chat. Rural Victoria here. Cheers. Cheers to you, Maddie. Good morning. Red Bull going to be mad at you switching it up. Dan H. Hey, they could sponsor me at any given time. I would love that. Trev Terror, good morning. Luann Neal says the earthquakes seem to be ramping up as mentioned in the Word of God. Ready to see Jesus. Could be coming, Luann. Could be coming, but as we know, no man knows the minute, hour, or day. So get ready for no matter what happens. I think that's the biggest takeaway that we can have. Let's see. So Wappingers Falls ousts another police commissioner. Wappingers Falls, the revolving door that police commissioner passes through in the village of Wappingers Falls, is still operating. Following the recent firing of the latest commissioner, David Fisher. The termination came during a meeting of village trustees on Wednesday, March 26th. Fisher claims he was fired after lodging complaints with the Dutchess County District Attorney and the State Attorney General about the mayor and the treasurer breaking several laws. I think this was all about silencing the whistleblower, Fisher told Mid-Hudson News. Fisher, a decorated cop with 28 years of service in Westchester, including 22 years as a supervisor, says he brought his concerns about Treasurer Laurie to Major Kevin Huber's attention, and the mayor referred him to the human resources lawyer appointed by the village. Claiming that he was fired because he refused to be controlled by the one who controls the mayor, referencing Jaiva, the former cop says he told the attorney about having to endure sustained campaigns of harassment, targeted retaliation for refusing to act as her puppet, and asked for whistleblower protection from the termination. According to Fisher, the attorney Richard Zuckerman indicated he could not offer that protection because he was hired to represent the village, not the commissioner. Fisher reports Haver and Huber to the Dutchess County DA's office with the claims of civil violations, unethical practices, and potential criminal activity. The same were filed with the Attorney General and the village trustees. Fisher's list of potential crimes published on social media says he says, were reported to both prosecuting offices and are as follows: official misconduct, falsifying business records, tampering with public records. Example is hiding or manipulating internal personnel memos and FOIA request materials. Obstruction of government administration. Examples, preventing my ability to implement safety reforms and staff scheduling. Criminal coercion. Bribery or receiving unlawful rewards. Allegedly promising to pay the trustee marshal's wife medical bills in exchange for his vote to terminate me. Election fraud and misconduct. Harassment, aggravated harassment, extortion, and he gives examples of each one of these. Cold War Prepper says at one point USGS upgraded the Tonga 7.7 to an 8.2. Did they downgrade that? As far as I know, Cold War Prepper, they're all reporting a 7.0. So when it first struck, man, I thought it was like 4 or 5 7.0 earthquakes right in a row. Guardian Preppin', good to see you this morning, brother. I hope all is well with you. So this story came to me because I found a post on Facebook. What I'll do is after this stream, I will post the photos of, I took screenshots of the post because I was assuming it was going to be deleted right away. The police commissioner went public and just ripped all these guys a new one and put everything out for the world to see and let the people be the judge of Wappingers Falls Police Department. Apparently, this gentleman took a much lowered salary. He was working as police commissioner for, $35,000 a year. That's it. 35 grand a year. Shadow, what's going on? The barking. Security system activated. Excuse me. Thank you. Well, you gonna bark at me too? Is there something that requires my attention? I'm sorry. Calm it down. Calm it down. Good golly. Security system works flawlessly, hey? The direction that Dutchess and Columbia County are going is disappointing. Trev Terror, I agree. I agree. This is rough, man. This is rough to see all this stuff going downhill. This guy came out of retirement to work for the village to reform the police department for $35,000 a year. And to be put through the ringer like this for trying to reform things, that's rough. You know, taking such a little salary and then having everybody kind of take a dump on your work, that's even rougher, man. This is totally terrible. That's right, Dan H., a civil servant. XMYC says, are we being played? Trump compromised. I voted for him 3 times. Now we're facing World War III with Iran. Is someone else pulling the strings? XNYC, I'll tell you what I think in private, but in public here, I gotta shh. But we're going to get into the Donald here in just a minute. And something I wanted to check back in on is actually the stock market this morning. There's a lot of talk about the markets going in the tank because of Trump's tariffs and all this and that. So interesting to find out that the markets, let's see, I'm going to refresh this because they are now open, right? I think that they open at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time here. Let's see, where are we? We want to get to here. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently down 192 points. S&P is down 62. The NASDAQ, however, is down 349 points currently. Keep your eyes on the stock markets. There's a correction coming at some point, guys. Absolutely. So keep your eyes on the markets. In some Trump news, okay, Trump says that he will not rule out seeking a 3rd term in the White House. He tells NBC News there are methods for doing so. Now, I may have voted for the man. I may have voted for him twice. I may have voted for him 3 times. Will I vote for him a 4th? I don't know about all that. Let's just say he's off to a bit of a rocky start here. He's definitely making waves in the pond, 100%. And we're going to have to see where this goes. Oh, General Fuzz says, rapidly rectified reality and perpetual ubiquitous rectitude. Got you, buddy. And here's your article from NBC News that we're going to read from now. Washington. President Donald Trump did not rule out the possibility of seeking a 3rd term in the White House, which is prohibited by the Constitution under the 22nd Amendment. Very interesting. Trev Terror, I'm sitting right in that seat with you, my friend. The Constitution states that a president shall serve no more than 2 terms. And I agree with it. I think politicians need to go often because they are too easily corrupted. I think our biggest flaw in the Constitution is that we don't have these exact same clauses for Congress and anybody else that is tied to politics, right? We need to get the money out of politics. We need to get these people back to being civil servants. Do your duty, do your due diligence, do what you were elected to do, and then pass the torch to somebody else. We need some new blood in there. We need some fresh ideas. We certainly don't need another fucking Chuck Schumer term now, do we? But he's been in there longer than I've been alive. But I guess that's just what people like. People are very comfortable with familiarity, right? People don't often like change, especially with politics. They see somebody who's been telling them everything's going to be great for the last 48 years, yet your neighborhood hasn't gotten much better, has it? Stop listening to these jokers. Vote them out. Doesn't matter who it is, as long as it's not the incumbent at this point in time. I would vote for a Democrat over a Republican who's been in there for a lifetime. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle. I think we just need fresh blood across the board. One of the biggest jokes I thought initially was Mr. Fetterman. Parading that man around after he had a stroke like he had was terrible. I thought it was horrible what they did to him. And seeing Mr. Fetterman recover from his stroke and the man that he is now, I'm sure that's who the people elected. He is pretty much right down the middle, straight shooter. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle an idea comes from. He is behind good ideas 100%. And I appreciate that about him. I really do. Bigger, better, and most wholesome ideas. Thank you, General. Appreciate it. So, I don't know, man. Trump says, quote, a lot of people want me to do it, Trump said in a Sunday morning phone call with NBC News, referring to his allies. But, I mean, basically, I tell them we have a long way to go, you know. It's just very early in the administration. I'm focused on the current, Trump added, in some of his most extensive comments to date about serving a 3rd term. When asked whether he wanted another term, the president responded, I like working. I'm not joking, Trump said when he was asked to clarify, but I'm not. It's far too early to think about it. When asked whether he had been presented with plans to allow him to seek a 3rd term, Trump said, there are methods for which I could do it. NBC News asked about a possible scenario with Vice President J.D. Vance would run for office and then pass the role to Trump. Trump responded, that's one method, but there are others too, Trump added. Asked to share another method, Trump responded, no. Amending the Constitution to abolish the 2-term limit would be exceedingly difficult, requiring either a 2/3 vote of Congress or 2/3 of the states agreeing to call the Constitutional Convention to propose changes. Either route would require the ratification from 3/4 of the states. The president's point to tell his poll numbers, I'm saying that a lot of people would like me to do it, hold office for a 3rd term. Trump has previously commented on running for a 3rd term in office, though Republicans have seen these comments as jokes or the president trolling his critics. I sure hope so, man. I really do, because if he runs again, I can tell you who I'm not voting for. I'm not voting for people who want to bend the rules. Trev Terror, I'm with you. I'm with you. Guardian prepping, that could totally be the case, my friend. There is a lot of interesting stuff going on in the world, and we're poised. We're primed for World War III. That's for damn sure. Sister Marie's Kitchen, good to see you this morning. Hope all is well with you, sister. We are definitely primed for World War III. Let's see, what else did I have in store for you guys today? There was definitely more. I don't know where all my articles went. This is a good one. This is a really good one. This is from the wallstreetjournal.com. This article is about Marie Le Pen found guilty of embezzlement and banned from the next elections. So, France's opposition leader on the right is now, well, she going to jail. She going to jail. A French court convicted Marine Le Pen of misusing European Union funds, banning her from the next presidential election in a ruling that shakes the country's political landscape. Judges handed down a sentence on Monday that bars Le Pen from seeking public office for the next 5 years, upending France's political order and thrusting her far-right party into limbo. Le Pen also received a 4-year prison sentence. Half of that term was suspended, judges said, adding that she could serve the remaining 2 years by using an electronic bracelet or other alternatives to jail time. Very interesting. So, France just convicted and jailed their political opposition, right? France has also been doing a lot of tough talk on the political stage. And, man, this don't look good, guys. I gotta be honest. Shadow Scout Swede, good to see you this morning, my friend. Well, afternoon for you. Still 10:28 a.m. here on the East Coast. Man, what do you guys think of this whole disaster here in France? Is this a case of Le Pen used political funds for travel expenses and then they're trying to throw the book at her? Or is this solely targeting political opposition? I want to know from you guys in the chat because, well, you're all over the globe. We got South Africa here. We got Shadow Scout Swede in the house. We got folks from Australia, all over the globe. So please give me your input. What do you make of them jailing Le Pen? Well, now we say jailing. Obviously, you or I would go in that cell for the next 4 years, right? For the next 4 years. But when you're a big-time politician, you get a bracelet on your foot and you're told, we're going to have to keep tabs on you. You can't go so far away. Very interesting. So the ruling takes Le Pen out of contention for the 2027 race when President Emmanuel Macron finishes his second and final term, and she was expected to be the frontrunner. The courts ruled that Le Pen and other members of her party illegally used 4.4 million euros in EU funding that was earmarked for assistance helping lawmakers in the European Parliament with their work. Instead, judges said Le Pen and her lawmakers used the money to pay party staffers who weren't involved in work for the Parliament. Judges applied provisional executions to Le Pen's ban, which means that it takes effect immediately, even if she appeals Monday ruling. Her prison sentence, meanwhile, remains suspended while any appeals are underway. The appeals process in France can be lengthy, making it unclear if Le Pen can overturn the ruling before a 2027 election. Very interesting. And this is a pretty lengthy article. Goes into a little bit more detail. And again, I will drop that right here. Kaboom. Yardbird says, I'll ask my European friends and get back to you in the comments section. Yeah. Prepared Irishman, good to see you. Happy Mac, good morning. Hope all is well, guys. Bad Granny, good to see you. Scrolling back through the chat here, make sure I say hello to everybody. Aaron C22, thank you for stopping in. Milo 2A, good to see you. CUCV Farmer in the house. Trev Terra, no, I'm not too concerned with the way they do things over in Europe, but where have we seen something like this almost play out before? Redneck Prepper, what's up, dude? Hope all is well with you. Oh, fantastic. Well, I just learned that today, the 31st of March, today may be the day that the all-new Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival.com drops. That's right. I've been unemployed, sitting here doing the news with you guys and building a website to take down that Canadian fella. I will be promoting the crap out of it, and there is some stuff, affiliate links and whatnot on there, but it's a blog site. So I'll be on there writing blogs about different preparedness related things. And it's something that you guys can chime in on too. There's comment sections, there's comment boxes. I didn't want a website that you would just go to and click on things and you know, buy crap. I wanted something a little bit more interactive, you know. I want to be able to talk with the people that come, leave comments, read an article, tell me if it sucks, tell me if it's good. Tell me what I can do better. You know, I'm not a website builder. I'm a home builder, and well, currently I'm sitting at home, so I'm not building any homes. And I figured I'd build a website. Why the hell not? Big shout out to JohnDrago.com for putting this website together. He does fantastic work. Anything digital. If all of the Hudson Valley Prepping and you see this thing, John Drago. All of my logos have been made by John Drago. Fantastic artist, whether it's actual or digital, virtual, fantastic. Just incredible. If you need a website, if you need anything like that, I'm actually gonna, tell you what, we're gonna go to right here, and I am gonna drop his link right in the chat for everybody. If you're interested in getting a website done, doesn't matter what you need digitally, JohnDrago.com. He's the man. He's a friend of mine. Incredible work. Absolutely incredible. Appreciate you, John. Thank you for everything. Galdrell, good to see you, sister. Hope all is well. And I might need my own website here to another one, because I gotta be honest with you, man, if I'm not gonna find the exact job that I'm looking for, someplace that I want to be, and something I feel good about doing, something with some potential for some growth, some benefits, if I can't find a way, I'm gonna make one. Believe that. That's one thing that I am not about, is giving up. JS Genesis, check him out. Totally willing to work with you. Anything you got going on. He does fantastic work. JohnDrago.com. Fantastic work, man. I can't say enough good about what he's doing. I'm going to check back in on the markets here before we wrap everything up this morning. Dow Jones currently down 42 points. S&P down 42 points. And the NASDAQ still in the tank, 307. Good golly. XMYC, check them out. Definitely worth your time, worth your investment. You're going to get exactly what you want. And I'm not sure. He said hopefully it'll be up by the end of the days today. The old website is still there. That's from the very early days of Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. And getting it done now, man. Next step here. Next step in Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival is Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival.com. Believe it. These aren't on Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival.com. This is Teespring. There should be a link for coffee cups and shirts and all that stuff below. Shall I plug him when I email him? Let him know. Let him know. Absolutely. I mean, nothing better than sending a brother work and letting him know where it came from. So you tell him Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival sent you, and hopefully he can do something for you. Cold War Prepper. This is why I went with John Drago. He listens to my input, and he knows the reality of what can be built versus what I dream up in my head. Because, man, I tell you what, Cold War Prepper, I can dream up some stuff. I can dream up some stuff. And it doesn't always, it's not always feasible, right? But he's always willing to do his best to try and make your dreams come true. And it's fantastic. Well, Mike's fault. Hey, Vision always putting the blame on me, but it's all good. It's all good. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning. I really, really appreciate you being here. These morning chats have been super therapeutic for me, man. Stressed out here at home, and it's so awesome just to get in and read the news and get out of my head for a bit and chat with all you guys. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Honestly, I really do appreciate it. Roddy Hood, you have a great day. Gene W., good to see you, sister. Guardian Prepping, I really appreciate it, brother. Feel free to share anything you want here. You can just grab the links right out of the comment section. When I'm done with the streams here, I like to go back into the comment section and take all of the links that we talked about, put them right in the comment section so they're easy to reference for you guys. If you want to come back and grab something and read it for yourself, it'll be there in the comment section. You don't have to try and scroll through the live chat to find them. So, Pilgrim, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Arm James, good to see you too. All right, folks. Well, I suppose that does it for this morning. I got to go find out what this doggy was barking at. We have had some rabbits on the lawn here, and wouldn't surprise me if it was just a rabbit. Thanks for joining me, folks. Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, and I will catch you on the next one. Stay safe. Let's get this showboat on the road, shall we? Yeah, boy. We did it. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That hill you see over in the distance there, you can just barely make out the fire tower on the top of that sucker. Stissing Mountain, there's some rain coming down through the valleys. Fulfilling promises. One subscriber at a time. That's Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Hudson Valley Prepping and